around 2004, my mother had a standing hairdo appointment and went and got nails every week. And Susie went to the same salon, to my understanding. Something happened to my mother's car, and I don't really remember what it was. My mama said to Daddy when he came in, "Rex, I want a new Cadillac." And my Daddy said, "Nolan, you do not need a Cadillac." And this went on a few minutes. But my mother had already planned everything out, and she used Susie as a pawn, where this little thing went on for about 2 weeks. "Rex, I'm going to go to Parker. I'm going to pick me up." "Nolan, you are not getting you a Cadillac." She said, "I want a new fleet." "No." And finally, my mother relented and said, "You know what? Susie came and got her nails done while I was there today, and she had a cute little 4-door Buick. I could get by with that." Which I heard my mother tell my sister later, that was the car she wanted the whole time. So, Susie, thanks for helping my mother get her car. So, all right, Susie, floor is yours.
Adam, I thought, man, I wish I could speak like him. He spoke at his mom's funeral, and sounds kind of crude, I guess, but I never laughed so hard at a funeral to celebrate her life. And so I know he has a sense of humor that goes with everything, and that's good to have in life. But I thank you for being here. It was, I was looking for a way to get a free meal, and this is really a good meal. So I appreciate you letting me be here. And Rhonda, I'm glad you're ahead of that. You just can't keep these good women down. So
hey, we're
not. Yeah, you just get energizer fun. So I came today because. Well, sometimes when we get passionate about things, just like Pat with the food closet, you're passionate about it. And that's what I come to share, something I'm passionate about. It's a charity that I felt called to start in, actually it was before 2021. You said, Josie, that you're part of New Beginnings. Well, I was going down South Street, and I looked at the New Beginnings, and I had already been aware of this Christian Women's Ministry in another town. And I looked at New Beginnings and I thought, those moms, those ladies, they need Christian Women's Job Corps. Because I had been trying to ignore the fact that we needed something like this ministry in Saline County, because I had plenty on my plate. I didn't want something else on my plate. But we actually started our classes, and I'll tell you more about what it is, in the fall of 2021. And it's called, our group is called Women Equip, Christian Women's Job Corps. And the purpose of a CWJC is to equip women in a Christian context for employment and life. Of course, the CWJC is Christian Women's Job Corps, but it stands for so much more. This Christian Women's Job Corps helps ladies in every area of life, emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental. This ministry, the neat thing about it, because I've seen it in my own life, it not only helps in all these areas for the students that we are part of our program, with the volunteers, it stretched me and helped me to grow emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, in ways that's taught me to slow down in some areas, listen a little bit more. So as a volunteer, I can tell you it's built my character a lot more along the way. But each Christian Women's Job Corps, believe it or not, there's 4 in Arkansas. Each is a little different in how they might serve their ladies. And there's also Christian Men's Job Corps. We just don't have one in Saline County, but there's 4 in Arkansas. There's one in Fort Smith. It's called River Valley CWJC. And then Future and Hopes in Paragould. There's Fresh Start in Rowland. And then we have our Women Equipped here in Benton. And I promise you, every county in Arkansas, across this nation, could benefit, because there are ladies out there that I thought I knew what was going on a little bit with men and women families in Swain County, because I worked with the Christian Community Care Clinic that for the medically uninsured, and I thought I knew a lot about needs, and not when I really had these long relationships with these ladies and the evil that they had gone through and experienced, and then you kind of can easily understand why they were in the position that they had gotten to in their life. But anyway, our building is located, I brought this to, I don't know if y'all go to eat Baja Grill or okay, you see this building that has this mural on it. So, well, this is our building. It's called the Genesis Center. I call it our building. It's actually owned by First Baptist Church, but they let us, they've been quite gracious to it. And the thing that I love about this mural too, not just what it represents and what it says, I actually got to go talk to the high school students at Benton High and the applied graphics and tell them what our ministry was about, and they designed that mural and then painted it for us. And the community involvement with our ministry has really been phenomenal. It's just like above and beyond what I could have thought that could have happened. We helping start the Christian Community Care Clinic. We struggled for some dollars there at first, and we still struggle. We all need donations, but the community's help has really given us a foot forward. It's been. I'm so thankful for it. But this ministry is for any woman. They don't have to be in dire straits or anything, but any woman 18 years old or older that just is looking to better their situation in life. And we have actually had, as I call them clients or students, as students, we've had 18-year-olds clear to the age of 72. And I always feel like sometimes, whoever comes, they're going to bring something to the table that somebody else may need. And our 72-year-old was just a little bored with where she was, and she wanted to learn a little bit more about computer skills. And that was fine with us. If we have room, we do interview, and in case we don't have enough room, we'd put priorities on who applies. But what I found out is that this age group, the main age group is usually in their 40s. And I was so surprised when we first started this ministry. I thought it would be 20-year-olds just trying to get on their feet and go. And they had but this is ladies that are finally saying, if I don't do something now, and a lot of them are in their 50s. If I don't do something now, I may never turn around. And sometimes you see those very ladies. I don't know. Faces come in my mind when I'm thinking about this. One lady, she's in her upper 50s, and yet she was in her program, and I thought we were going to do good, and then all of a sudden she's turned around, went back in the situation, went downhill again. So your heart hurts sometimes when they don't live, they don't do that turnaround that you would love to see, but we all have choices. I have a partner in crime. She's named Cindy Haltom. She's the other site coordinator, and she's a retired teacher. But she wrote this about who are the women of Women Equipped. And not every one of our ladies fit this, but it's a really good. She walks through the Genesis Center. She walks through the Genesis Center door, searching for safe relationships, acceptance, Bible study, and a brighter future. She usually is draped in a past life of addiction, abuse of some kind, and financial challenges. She desperately seeks changes in her life, as well as stability and freedom from her past. She hungers for close, safe relationships and a hand up from all the hurt and pain caused from an unimaginable childhood that overflowed into her teens and still lingers into her adult years. She wonders, is it possible for 12 weeks to change my life? Women Equipped teaches that anything is possible with God. We are a 501c3 charity, and our mission is to equip women in a Christian context for jobs in life. Okay, for 2 days a week, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we meet from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we offer several different classes. They're listed on your push card, but we have Bible study 2 mornings, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we have relationship classes, and we have 2 different relationship classes, and these end up being probably the favorite of the ladies. And one's called Boundaries, and the other deals with your personality and anger management, and probably the relationship classes are the favorite. When we have basic computer skill class, and we have that's for 2 hours on Tuesdays, and then job skills and resume writing is offered on Tuesdays, and then goal setting, money management, and then we have guest speakers come in, and they address in their area of expertise areas that we feel like the students have issues with or specific needs. One of the big needs, housing and vehicles, is huge. And of course, housing is so very expensive. Well, but behind these classes, there are Christian teachers that love these ladies. I am so thankful for the volunteers that we have. And these teachers, they have 2 site coordinators. That's Cindy, who I call her the education site coordinator, and then me as the lead coordinator. We also have, and I'll explain what Journey Partner, what I mean by that, but we have a person called the Journey Partner coordinator, and that's Kathy Fogarty. And then our meals are provided, and we have 2 ladies that help us coordinate that, and that's Debbie Green and Lisa McGuire. I don't know if y'all might know some of these people, but then we have support. We have a lot of support. The building, the utilities in that building are provided by First Baptist Church, but then there's area churches, clubs, businesses, and just individuals that come in and volunteer or donate. And then when I was talking about the Journey Partners, one thing that sets us apart is that each student is provided a mentor. And I was always intimidated by the word mentor, so we changed it because I thought, I don't want anybody to mimic my life. I have my own issues. But Journey Partner, we're going to do life together, because we're all broken and we all, so this Journey Partner comes alongside the student. She commits for at least 6 months. We hope it's a lifetime, but she wants to be her friend, encourager, and I make sure I'm getting wound up on this. I'll make sure I don't talk too long. But and then just be a friend for life and pray with her. I don't know if you have employees. There's a time that you think about, and this is when we were getting training to do this ministry. This lady brought out a little play car, and then she gave a story about, if you don't let them drive the car, they're never going to find their way. So we're trying to teach these ladies to drive their own car. I don't know how hard it is. Sometimes when there's a need and it's big, you just want to fix it. You just want to, fix it. But if we empower them to know how to drive that car, to fix that, one, it builds confidence in them. And then they've done something in their lives. So sometimes it's hard to pull back. And we had to read a book called When Helping Hurts, which I have to remind myself every day because I back down, but I'm just telling you that it's good to empower them to drive their own car to make it to their destination. They may find a really crazy turn in the road, but you kind of keep quiet. Let them figure out how to navigate back to the right place. And that's a part of our ministry. That's what I've been learning too. They're changing and they're growing. There's successes and there's, I wouldn't call them failures because sometime maybe 2 years later we've seen people come back. So I'm not, because while they're there, even if they didn't even finish our program, they're getting a foundation of truth that honestly we probably took for granted as we grew up. These ladies, the people they should have trusted, were not trustworthy. But I would encourage you to go to our Facebook page. It's called Women Equipped, and it's got videos on it from each graduation we've had each semester. And those videos give their testimonials. We ask them questions, and they are on the videos, but I took a few quotes to let you see what's kind of happening there in the ministry. It's just like when we let go and let God do the work, just amazing things can happen. Here's some quotes that I have. I came into Women Equip and was in a very dark place, and now I have a walk with the Lord and trust people. Women Equipped gave me hope again. Women Equipped is just showing Christ's love, and we're coming together to support each other. 12 weeks of women just loving you. Christian women being God in front of you, just showing you God. And then here's another. Before that's what I call Women Equipped, I had no boundaries. I knew I needed boundaries. I had no idea how you put them in your life when I started. Now I do. And then we'd ask the question, what were your goals or dreams before you came to Women Equipped? And then it's so powerful. In one of the videos, that question was asked, and then they go, each lady, I had none. I had none. I had none. I didn't have hopes and dreams. I was just living life. And honestly, they're just figuring out how to there are no dreams until that confidence builds that, hey, maybe I can dream. I didn't know how to dream or have goals, but now I can come up with a plan. Goals make you focus on what's really important. I had nothing, but I ended up with a plan and actually saved money from what I learned in money management. And then one lady said, I was here for the Bible study mostly, but I've learned so much more than Bible study. Learning about women of the Bible, knowing how strong they were, gave me hope. And the teachers are genuine and they care. That's why I didn't want to miss. I'm so blessed to be in a position to know God today, and I don't think I would have been there without you. Then we have one of our very first graduates. She had been homeless and a history of drug addiction. And I want to point out, we are not a drug rehab place. We don't know how to do that. If there is an issue with that, we try to get them referred to somewhere else, because that's going to be the better place to love them. But she's a drug addiction, and she now, she has a home that she rents. She got back with her husband. They have a home. They're able to rent a home. She works full time, and she also serves in our ministry and comes and helps clean up the dishes and comes. And we have others that I want to give back. I want to give back, and that's something we started this past semester. Is that the journey partner and their student go and serve at a food pantry or do something where they serve at a clothes closet. And we've seen that build confidence, and they're giving back. They're not just taking. And I love that we're changing and trying to see better ways to do things, and this was a great addition to our program. We have Crystal, that she is now enrolled in college, and she's able to rent her home, and she's raising 3 kids. We have Kathy, that's back in school at Pulaski Tech. Pulaski Tech comes down and talks to us and gives these ladies the thought that I can have a higher education. And then I have one lady named Tara. She didn't finish her program. She dropped out, but she said, she came by and spoke to me. She said, I wanted you to know Women Equip made a difference in her life, and what we are doing here, talking about Women Equip, is something special. She said, keep doing what you're doing. I went down the wrong path again, but I'm doing good now, and I just wanted to say thank you. So how in the world does this relate to y'all? Well, we do feel like we're building a strong foundation that these ladies can take with them. Now, I don't always get the desired outcomes I would like to see, but we are giving them the truth, like I said before. But these ladies have proven when they finish the program, at least they have made a commitment and they saw it through, which is a positive. I think it's a positive that hopefully out there in this community, they're going to be a better employee. They're going to be somebody that, we hope that will turn around and be a better employee for Saline County. They'll be determined and they can set and meet goals. And we're hoping that we're breaking the cycle of this despair. I was telling Adam just a second ago, I love at graduation, I had a kid just come up and hug me. She said, my mom is so much nicer now. And just for them to have some skills, and one lady said, I'm gonna, come and take this again so I can remember what to teach my children. So if we break that cycle, then maybe they won't have to go through what their parents went through. Over the past 7 semesters, we've had 51 graduates, and we have an average of 17 students per semester. We can take up to 15 in a class, and honestly, with the heavy things that are going on in their life, about 12 is the maximum emotionally that you can handle a lot. And but we take up to 15 because we've got 15 laptops. So our class is limited, but right now we've been okay with that. And again, we were a positive influence even for those that didn't graduate. And then we recently our board, and this is some things that I thought about, where would y'all be interested? Recently our board voted to provide scholarships for those that are going to enroll and pursue higher education. We make sure they're enrolled before, but we got to grant 3 ladies $1,000 scholarships each, and they're all in school. They, one's about to complete, and she'll be the first one that's done that in her family. So after those 3 scholarships, we depleted our scholarship fund. So hey, there's a big area that we would love to have, if you care to donate to. And at the end of the semester, we have this fun afternoon. We call it Shop for Success. And we take the students and the volunteers, the journey partners go with us, and they each get to buy a brand new outfit, and it's for with plan that it'll be worn either for their graduation night or for interviews. And each one gets a $100 gift card, and they get to shop for that brand new clothes. The very first time we did it, they didn't have a mama that took clothes to them in the dressing room, and they didn't have that. And one girl was just, she needed me to help her with the bag. All she was doing is twirling. I said, Leah, be still. And she said, oh, Miss Music, I can't, I'm too excited to be still. And it was just like a little bitty girl, because this had never happened, for somebody to go shopping with her. But how would you like to be a sponsor of a student's complete outfit? That's a donation of $100. I've got, it's on the card you have of our P.O. box that we can send donations to. And then area businesses, clubs, churches, individuals, all different areas, Sunday school classes provide meals for us. I eat better there than I eat at home, because it doesn't seem like I have time to cook these days. But so there's another area in your business, or to be a volunteer. We do have our volunteers fill out applications and sign a statement of faith, and because we take it serious what we're giving out there at Women Equipped. We do mock interviews with the students. So it may be area businessmen and women come in and do those interviews. And then afterwards, they critique, they guide, they encourage, and build them up to be ready for the true interview. And that's they're always scared to death by this, but it always comes out to be a positive thing for the ladies. One of the bigger things when you're doing a ministry, we're starting our 4th year, is we need to share our story. There's somebody out there that you may tell them they know someone. There's somewhere to share our story, and that's pretty important. Our classes this semester start February 4th. We're doing our interviews right now. We like to look that student straight now and say, this is a commitment. We're going to treat it like a job. You be here, you be on time, you don't be tired. The things that we want them, we're trying to prepare them for that world out there. And some just don't even think about what the responsibilities are. So that is something we emphasize when they're in the interview. And we actually make them sign an agreement with us. We call it a covenant, that they are going to abide by this commitment and whatever rules that we have to be there. It's on the card. You can text or call or go to a website if you might know somebody interested, and they can sign up, and then we call them for an interview. There's a great need here, and we've given, a lot of people have lost hope, but this ministry, we offer hope. I'm thankful and I've been blessed to be a part of it, and it's because you get to see God at work, so it's been a blessing for me. Oh, hopefully I finished on time, but if you have some questions, but if it's about cars, I'll have to ask somebody else. I don't know under the hood stuff. But I've been asked it before, but I can find answers.
I have a question.
Yes.
So tell me again how you take referrals. If people want to make a referral?
Usually people go, if a lady is interested, she goes to our website, and there's an application, and basically that just gives us their information, and then we contact them. Or even to text our phone or call our phone. Once we get their telephone number and know they're interested, we're gonna be pursuing to see. This is a big step for them to step on like that. Yeah.
I'm wondering if you team up with certain companies that maybe hire on a regular basis.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet. We haven't, had that opportunity yet, but I wish that, there's so much for the future like that, because the ladies always ask her, am I going to get a job right after this? Well, that's not 100%.
Yeah, it's never a guarantee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in a time where, I don't know if you remember a temporary agency called Manpower. Anybody? So I grew up in a time where you could walk in there if you had no skills. They had a little room where you could go and learn those skills. And that's where I learned a whole bunch. And I would stay in there all day. I didn't have a job. So, as soon as I learned something new, then they had a job to put me in from those skills. And it did make me feel a lot more confident about myself. And, it was a time when I didn't want to go to college. And I finally did. But it helped me to get through those years of just thinking about, what am I going to do with my life? And I wasn't in a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in a middle-class family.
Well, and that's why, there's a lot like that, but there are ladies just not in a bad situation. They just need this little help.
Yeah.
Now, Arkansas Job Corps, they do provide a lot of classes too. Like you said, you could go and you can go and study in their places. This relationship thing, I think, helps get you a foot further. But there are, like if they couldn't come on our Tuesday and Wednesday, there's stuff out there that you can get education, too, like you just said.
Yeah.
Susie, I'm a strong believer in prayer, and I truly believe that God hears and answers prayers. So I just wonder what would be one or two of your prayer requests that I could pray for.
There's several, but continue with the scholarships. That's a big, but too, that they take these truths and apply them. That's the biggest thing, because they end up feeling love from us, and then they get in this bubble, and then when they graduate, that's when they get lost again, some of them, that they wouldn't turn around to, again, the toxic way of living life. So that's probably the biggest thing right there. And not every one of them is in a toxic place. But we have seen change, and it's encouraging. So I sometimes when I get let down, I have to think about the ones that's good.
Make it, and it really change your life.
So, anyway, so share our story.
That's wonderful.